John Bentley, what else have you got in your briefcase?
Mainly
Has
one
actually
thing.
got a briefcase. If
No,
you're
but
listening,
show us the
he's got
briefcase,
a briefcase,
please.
He's always got a briefcase.
I'll just stop it recording for a moment.
Okay, do that.
John, are you aware?
Yes.
Most briefcase sales stopped in 1979.
Yes, I often find that when I'm watching old films. I recognise the briefcases. You don't tend to see them in the new ones, though, do you?
No.
No, strange.
I think it's because you're the only customer
Really?
left. Yeah, but that's not a bad thing.
No, it's a good thing.
I'm powering down.
Okay, you are all your binoculars.
Oh, the binoculars.
Wouldn't that be amazing
If you could
if he
power
was an
John down-
AI?
He is an AI. I reckon he's the first AI.
God, that's why he looks so young.
Anyway, moving on. What's in your briefcase?
John, what you got in there? Can you
Various
hold it
things.
up for us to see it, please? Because that is a
There it is,
legendary
look at
piece
that.
of
Well,
leather.
it's not. It was actually entirely the original one. You know, it's been replaced over the years.
What is in there?
Oh, well, that's Ilford's new colour film. They actually developed
Film?
a new colour film.
For real?
Actual film?
And they actually produced it at their factory in Moberly, no less. Because they never thought they could do a colour film, because the colour film requires so many coatings. Like Kodak Portra, I think, has got about something like 14 or 18 coatings. And their factory, even though it's huge, it can't produce that many coatings. But they've managed to get an extra coating onto what was just their black and white film line. All because Kodak underestimated the popularity of it, and they shut down so many of their
they
production
did.
lines in
They
Rochester.
messed up so badly.
So there's been this worldwide shortage of colour film. Price has gone through the roof, and at last we've got the incentive for people to go and get their
Here it is. John, it could not be more excited.
Phoenix, it's called.
Phoenix colour film.
As
Look
in
at
rising
that.
from the flames. As in
That sort of thing, yes.
Out of the ashes.
Yes.
No, that's
So-
but that's literally what they're trying to say, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, I haven't tried it out yet.
Can you imagine doing a selfie and waiting 2 weeks for it to be developed down
Well,
the
no, you
chemist?
used to do that for a living.
I know.
Though. I mean, Polaroids and everything, modelling 100 years ago, it was all analogue. And I think there is something still very beautiful about shooting on analogue, like
Yes,
listening to vinyl, isn't there?
Yes, it's part of the rich tapestry of life, and long may it continue.
And what else is coming out of the briefcase?
Talking of other analogue cameras, Fuji also launched their best, probably their best instant camera yet.
Isn't that a lovely bit of design, that?
It is.
Isn't it a very seductive looking bit of industrial design there?
This is the Fuji Instax 99 Mini that
Yeah.
I've been really looking forward to seeing ever since
why have
I
you
knew.
been- why is it
well,
so
because I've
important?
seen John with this. I've seen John looking at this, and I really wanted him to come and tell us about it. And also, well, let's just describe it first and foremost for anybody that's listening.
It's a square black camera, about 2.5 cigarette packets in size, isn't it, I'd say?
Yeah, I mean, it's properly square, isn't it? It's
properly
sort of a
square.
bit retro in the
Yes,
shape of
retro.
it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's got a sort of prominent lens shape at the front, which to turn it on, you actually turn the lens round, and you have to turn it into one of 3 different focusing positions. It's got the normal one for about 3 or 4 meters to infinity, one a bit closer, and one sort of semi-macro. So
you just turn it.
twist it round. The lens extends out the front, and then you're ready to take something. But you want to look at the different controls on the top first, because
Okay.
the controls on the top, there's two round knobs on top.
Yep.
The one on the user's right is the exposure control, so you can over or under expose. Probably best to start off with it in the centre.
Okay.
And it'll over or under expose by 2/3 or 1 stop each side. The round knob on the other side is a series of visual effects. Which is actually
So we've got
initially slightly off.
FG.
FG, which is, I think, faded green. That's faded green, because what's unusual about this camera, inside there are 4 LEDs that make artificial light while you're shooting your picture, so you get different effects
grief.
on the instant pictures in an entirely analog way. And the LL, for example, that's right at the end. That
Yeah.
stands for light leaks.
So
So you can
light
actually
leaks.
do a simulation of
Of a leaky
light.
housing. Can
yeah.
I just say
Yeah.
again?
Tell you what, I'll just
Yes.
go around to John. You take a
No
picture.
problem. What do you want? Light leaks? I think
Yeah,
that sounds
yeah.
good. Just to be clear, forgive my ignorance, John. Is it digital or is it a film camera?
It runs on the Instax film. It's
That's
an entirely analog that develops in about 2 minutes. It's an
Because you
instant
also
film.
you have
Amazing.
to look through the.
You look through the viewfinder.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can see you guys.
Yes. And the
Oh my goodness.
makes the noise
It's
and
buzzing.
everything.
Can you hear it, guys?
And
And the little instant photograph has popped out. I'll hand it back
Yes.
to Susie.
Yeah.
It'll now take a couple
So
of
I
minutes
just take
to
this
develop.
take this out?
Yes, and it should
just
gradually
leave it.
emerge before
You've
our
got to
eyes.
shake it like a Polaroid picture.
Don't need to shake it.
So pictures just come out. For those, just in
Yes,
case I didn't do a good job of
pictures come-
explaining. It's a Polaroid camera, or it's not, but it's similar. And it's come out, and Susie's holding this mini Polaroid.
Mini Instax Mini.
Instax Mini.
And depending on whether you're holding it vertically or horizontally, you get a choice of 2 shutter buttons. Do you?
And John, what sort of price does this fall into?
About 175.
Because it's kind of a bit
Very
of fun,
affordable.
isn't it?
It's a bit of fun, but also a bit of slightly premium-ish fun, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
But then you get lots of other features as well. It's got a bulb setting, so you do long shutter speeds.
The problem with that photograph is the photographer. The microphone boom arm is right in shot. And in my mind, that was a nice sort of diffused foreground, but it doesn't really come out like that, does it?
No. So this fun market of getting instant photographs, obviously it's what we used to do in the 70s, and we loved it. In fact, it was the one thing that got me into gadgets, having a Polaroid camera given to me as a birthday present. And it's that sort of instant gratification of having a photograph. But of course, you get that now on your phone. So it's got a massive competition, hasn't it? Because everybody shares their photographs and drops them and what have you, and you can instantly post them and so on. So is there still a decent market for, getting physical little photographs like these and put them on your fridge or sending them to your mates or whatever?
Seemingly so, because the market is absolutely growing. The sales are going...
They're going up, are they?
All the time, and that's why... and it's probably, although they don't actually officially announce it, I think it's probably the most profitable part of Fujifilm's business.
Oh, wow.
And the sales of even the square prints, the ones that look like Polaroid, they're up 30% this year alone.
That's
So,
amazing.
yeah.
And why do you think that is? Do you think it's because you can have this sort of physical memory of a night out or some friends, and it's quite quaint and a bit of a throwback? Do you think that's the fascination of it?
I think it's also a bit of the love of imperfection in a world where everything is always perfect. Here's something that's a bit unpredictable,
rarity,
a bit,
isn't it?
analog, and is also unique.
Maybe.
That is such a good photograph.
I
It
love
could be like 20 in that shot.
Thank you.
I've got a wife. I know what to say.